I'm in Vineland, at possibly the most peculiar place I've ever been. This is the Palace of Depression, and that's depression as in era in U.S. history. It was first built in the late 20s using scraps from a junkyard. It had a ticket booth, and people would pay 10 cents to tour this weird creation. It was eventually torn down, but it's now being rebuilt by Kevin Kirchner, who remembers visiting the palace as a boy. He says it gave him nightmares because it was so odd, and the original owner, George Daner, was pretty scary. But even so, Kevin is committed to rebuilding this one-of-a-kind palace. It's like a little world back here.
Oh, it's great. This is actually the front of the palace because he wanted it to face the stream.
Where are we? What am I standing in? Tell me about this.
George Daner, who built the Palace of Depression in 1929, saw an advertisement in New York that said Vineland was selling land for $1 an acre. So he had $7 left to his name because it was during the Depression time,
Right.
and he decided he was going to come to Vineland. So you always see pictures of George Daner with a walking stick because he walked from New York to Vineland.
Get out.
And when he got here, the real estate office, it was late in the afternoon, they were ready to close. And he showed them the ad and they laughed at him because the ad was about 4 or 5 months old. And they said, well, we only got one piece of ground left, but we don't know if you'll want it or not. And he says, I'll take it. And it was a junkyard in the middle of a swamp.
And that was right here.
And that was what was here. He walked around for a while and he crawled into the back of an old truck and he fell asleep. When he was sleeping, he had a dream that angels came to him and told him, you have everything here to build a fantastic castle. He woke up and he started building it.
How did you get involved?
I became the head building inspector for the city of Vineland.
Oh, okay.
The ticket booth was still here and they were going to sell this property and put apartments or housing or something in here. And it came across my desk because of the building. I had to sign off that it was either structurally sound or it should be torn down. My business administrator called me and she says, we need that paper signed. I said, I'm not going to sign it. And she says, well, why not? I says, I want to rebuild the palace. And she laughed at me. She said, you're crazy. It's been tried. I said, well, I'll get it done. So that was 17 years ago.
Well, I'd love to check out inside.
Let's go inside.
Perfect. The palace is definitely under construction, and it will be for a while. Kevin hopes the roof will be finished this year, then they can really tackle inside, which is interesting to see. Built into the walls are strange little odds and ends, things people just gave them.
If you look, there's like a hood ornament from a car there. I don't know what kind of car it was. There's half a circle there. There's eyeballs up there.
Not real eyeballs.
No. Actually, there is, well, it looks like a real eyeball.
Okay. I'm a little worried about what I'm about to see. The palace is much bigger than it looks from the outside. And that's because we are walking down. We're going underground to meet Jeff Tarante, who is the palace's caretaker. He sleeps here. He cares for the grounds and protects the palace from vandals because this is a project close to his heart.
I am sitting working on miniatures that were based on the wax models that I helped work up for Kevin and myself to figure out how the palace looked. And I'm making some of the first souvenirs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so detailed.
Thank you.
Yes. So it's pretty homey in here.
Yeah.
How much time do you spend down here?
I'm here more often than not.
Yeah?
I'm pretty much keeping an eye on the place when I can because we've had vandals and also just thrill seekers.
Do they get scared of you?
It depends on
I
whether
would
or
be
not
scared.
I have something in my hand or not. But otherwise, yeah, it's just the upkeep of the place. When I was growing up, we had the ticket booth to hang out in when we were kids. At night,
Right.
we'd play guitar and stuff. The fact that we were able to save all this, the creek and the ticket booth, rather than that all being torn down and put this place up, it's like a once-in-a-million lifetime opportunity. So I'm very grateful that Kevin accepted me onto the project. I've been with him since day one, and we both just watched a dream grow up out of the ground again.
This is a pretty cool space to hang out. Every inch seems to have some super unique feature, like the fireplace.
That is Our version of the Jersey Devil fireplace. And I'm slowly getting back into it once we can stabilize the weather and stuff, but that'll be all done in glass. The wall's huge. A couple of us could actually get behind there, and it acts as a
Wow.
radiator. The coolest thing, Janice Olivio custom cast those eyeballs for the fireplace.
Oh,
And when
wow.
when there's a fire in there, they light up.
Get
It-
out!
it's-
That is cool. I mean, someone can really live in here though.
Pretty much, pretty much. I mean, I'm comfortable when I'm out here.
I'll tell you one thing, I do not feel like I'm in New Jersey when I'm sitting down here with you. It's pretty crazy.
It is all the comforts of, well, the 16th century.
Yes.
With hopefully a flat screen when that wall dries up and everything.
I will never forget my visit to this crazy and weird Palace of Depression. And I also won't forget Kevin and Jeff, who are bringing back a piece of their town's history. If you're in Vineland, you can stop by to say hello, or even pick up a tool to help out. I assure you, you've never seen anything quite like the Palace of Depression. And it's right here in South Jersey.